Hey, what's up? This is Diosnedy with another video. Stay tuned to this video where I'm going to show you how Myecon actually could be free. So watch this video, cue the intro. Hey, so before we talk about how Myecon realistically is possibly free, first we need to talk a little bit about money and how it works. The difference, or really not the difference, but the similarity of what a dollar earned is the same thing as a dollar saved. Again, I want to say that again, whether you save a dollar or you earn a dollar, it's realistically the same thing. And let me show you here. So the reality is, look, if you called your insurance company right now, you know, your car insurance company, your cable bill, but we're just going to go with the car insurance company. Let's say currently your insurance company with your car, you're paying, you know, let's say you're paying $100 a month. You know, I'm just going to keep an even, simple number. You're paying $100 a month currently for insurance. Well, the reality of it is you're spending $100 a month on that car insurance. Now, I wanted to do this exercise first to kind of teach you and show you about the similarities with a dollar saved and a dollar earned. So look, you can look at that $100 and probably shop around, call multiple different insurance companies, go online and search, put in your information, get some soft credit pulls, and they'll give you your results. Let's say you do that and you successfully find a similar, again, I'm comparing apples to apples, a similar insurance company with the same coverage and liabilities, and you're able to find new coverage. You find new coverage. And let's just say, you know what, you saved $30. You were able to find a savings of $70. However that worked, whatever was the reason, you know, whatever was the reason you were paying $100 with company A, your new company, you just got a $70 quote and now you're starting to pay $70 a month. Well, that's the importance of understanding this about a dollar earned or a dollar saved is the same thing as a dollar earned, because you just realistically gave yourself a $30 pay increase. I mean, regardless of how you see it, going from $100 a month for your car insurance to $70 a month is a $30 pay increase. Now, that's a very, very important principle to understand. That's why I want to start off this video with this exercise and this demonstration here to show you the similarities between saving a dollar and earning a dollar. Because the reality of it is, yeah, you can probably go and sell something for your house. You can probably go pick up a gig somewhere. You can go Uber and Lyft. You can do many, many things and earn an additional $30, but you just did it here not with labor, but with savings. And that takes me to where I want to go now, and that's talking about how Myecon realistically can be free. Now, the majority of you watching this video right now, a very good majority of you, probably most people watching this video right now, you're likely an employee. You likely have a job. Very, very many, the majority of the people that are watching this video have a job. You have a W-4. You complete and file a W-4 when you get hired, onboarded, and brought into your organization. You complete a W-4 so that they know how much to send the IRS, the local governments, for tax purposes. So you have a job. The reality of it is as an employee in the United States of America, you don't have as many tax benefits as you do a business owner. So I'm going to say that again. As an employee, when you have a job, you're just a normal employee, which is the majority of people out there. There's nothing wrong. In none of my videos will I ever say there's anything wrong with a job. I used to have a job. I worked in the workforce for well over 12, 13 years. But there was a time where I realized that when my mind was open up to the possibilities that exist in the world, because we are in 2019 at the time of this recording, just right around the corner from 2020, there are a lot of possibilities out there to become a business owner. We're going to get to that here shortly. But as a job or W-4 employee, you have little tax benefits. That's the reality of it. As a person who has a job, you're limited to low or little tax benefits. However, if you become a business owner and you own a business, so on this side we're going to say you're a business owner. When you're a business owner, you get a lot more deductions available to you as a business owner. For example, you can actually qualify for over 450 deductions. So again, as a business owner, you qualify for 450 deductions. I'm not saying that as a job, a person who only has a job, whose primary source of income is a job, doesn't have tax benefits. I'm sorry. You do have, oh, I forgot the E there. You do have tax benefits, but they're very, very little. The tax benefits as a W-4 employee are things like, writing off the interest off your mortgage. You can write off your kids if you have kids, depending on how many kids you have, things like that. You do have some deductions as just a normal, regular employee, but you're neglecting and you're leaving 450 or over 450 deductions by not being a business owner. Now, before you start thinking about this, because many people think business, they're like, oh my God, now I have to own a business. Do you know how much money it is involved in the business? Well, yes, back in the older days, before the internet blew up and there's so many different ways for you to have a home-based business, when you think about businesses, you would think of something like a McDonald's. You would think of something like a Subway, or let's just say a convenience store, or let's just go with convenience store. The issues with these is that we all know that there's a lot of overheads when it comes to this. A McDonald's is going to range anywhere from 1.1 to even $2 million. A Subway is probably going to take you back anywhere from 400,000, let's just say 400K, up to 700K a location. A convenience store, by the time you either purchase the place or lease it, or the equipment, all the things necessary or needed for it, depending on where you live in the country, a convenience store, local, small little convenience store can probably cut you back anywhere from 200K, all the way up to 400K, depending on the size of the convenience store. So the reality of it is that many of us have issues making such a big investment to qualify as a business owner. Well, the beauty of it is now with the internet phase and the world we live in today, you don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars to become a business owner. Now, I did this exercise because now let's go into and see how you take advantage of 450 deductions and how Myecon is free. Well, here's the beauty of it. When you start with Myecon, and at the time of this recording, Myecon is a $27.95 business. To get started, you're spending $27.95 to get started. Now, that's not a lot of money. We just saw 3 scenarios where you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to become a business owner. The moment you join and you've signed up and are an associate of Myecon, you're an independent business owner. It's just like if you go and become a contractor and work with Uber and Lyft, well, you're kind of an independent business owner. You don't own Uber and Lyft, but you have your own personal business where you use your vehicle and you can write off things like your vehicle, your mileage, and we'll get into that on how the tax benefits work when you become a Myecon associate. So you spend $27.95 to get started. Again, that's right now with the holiday promotion we got going on, and it's going to cost you $34.95 per month for the subscription. So the reality of it is, because we all know when we pay taxes and we work with taxes, we all know that we work in a 1-year time. You pay and report taxes, whether you do it quarterly as a business owner, if you prefer to file that way, or you do it annually. $34.95 times 11 is $384.45 for your first year, and then add the $27.95 that you spent to get started. You're looking at a total of $412. The total is $412.40 for the year with Myecon. So that's what it's costing you to be a Myecon associate for the year, for your first year. Obviously, the year after, it's going to be slightly higher because you'll be paying $34.95 a month. But if you do the math, $34.95 a month times 12 is realistically right around $420. Let's go ahead and go with that, and let's just use that estimate right there. It's going to typically cost you $420 a year to be a Myecon associate. So why do I say Myecon is free? Well, remember when I talked about deductions as an independent business owner, which is what you become with Myecon, and you don't necessarily have to go out and get a tax identification number. If you don't want to, you don't have to go get an LLC. You can still work as an independent business owner using your personal social. I wouldn't recommend that. You could do that when you first get started, but eventually you're going to want to definitely get an LLC, get your business, get your legitimate business registered with the state, get your tax identification number, so you can start filing your taxes just for the business by itself. You can do it as a Schedule C. Again, talk to your accountant, talk to your professional. I'm going to definitely warn and tell everybody I am not a professional accountant or tax specialist. I just know enough of the rules that I use with my accountant that I'm able to share with you today. So $420 for the year. Now remember, as a business owner, this is a tax write-off, because in order for you to become a Myecon associate, you have to spend that money. So the $420 that you spent for the year is going to qualify you as a deduction, meaning that's going to lower your tax bill at the end of the year, which is either going to help you pay little taxes, no taxes, or if you can expect to get a refund, get an even higher refund. But don't go anywhere. Check this out. As a employee only, there are a lot of things you can't write off. For example, right now where you guys are seeing me, I'm recording this video down in my home office. I have a house. I pay a mortgage for the house. I'm not going to tell you my exact mortgage payment, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I pay $1,000 a month for my mortgage. It isn't that, but I'm just going to keep it as an even, easy number to calculate. So if my mortgage is $1,000, I can take a percentage of the space that I use as my home office, which I work in every single day. I don't leave for a job. This is where I spend reality anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day here in my home office. Sometimes it's on my couch or my dining room, my bedroom. It really doesn't matter, but the bulk of my time is spent here in my business. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to look and measure the size of my home office. My home office is actually pretty much about a 10 by 10. 100 square feet is the size of my home office. My house is about a 2,300 square feet house. So if I take 2,300 square feet and my office is about 100 feet, that tells me it's about 10% would be 200 square feet. So that tells me that 5% of my square footage I'm using for business purposes. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to take my mortgage, which is $1,000 a month. I'm just using that as an example. And 5% of 1,000 is $50, I believe. Let's do the calculator just to be sure. But if I take the 1,000, multiply that to the 0.05, that's right, it's $50. And again, I just simply took the dimensions of my home office, I divided that by the actual dimensions of my entire livable house, and that gives me a percentage of how much of my house I'm able to write off. So at 5%, a $1,000 mortgage, I'm able to take $50 a month as a tax write-off. However, remember, we're working in years. The $420 for the Myecon business was for the year. So if I take the $50 that I pay every single month times 12, that's $600. So I just now added $1,020 that I'm able to deduct from my tax bill at the end of the year. I would not have this if I was not a home-based business or a business owner. Let's go even further. I don't have a car payment. My house is paid off in full. But let's just, for example, say I did have a car payment. Let's say I make a $300 a month car payment. And then let's say I use my car when I travel, when I go to events, when I do business meetings, when I do presentations. Let's say that 20% of the trips I take with my car is for business purposes. Or if I'm spending, let's say, $300 a month on my payment, if I had a payment, I don't have a payment now, $300 a month times the 0.20, that's about, $300, that's $60. That tells me $60, 20% of that 300 is $60. Do the math again, 60 times 12 for the year, and that tells me that I'm able to write off from the monthly payments I make $720. So let's just put this here. Let's put this as mortgage. Let's put this is my econ bill. And the $720, this was my car payment. So let's see where we're at so far. Right now we're at $1,740. So I've spent $420 to be in Myecon. If I don't count the $420 that I spent to be in Myecon, I've already got over $1,300 that I'm getting back as a tax benefit or tax credit just for being a business owner. But let's go a few more just to give you an idea of how this works and how realistically Myecon is free. Because if I canceled Myecon or I wasn't an independent business owner, I wouldn't qualify for a mortgage deduction. I couldn't write off part of my mortgage. I couldn't write off part of my car payment. But also, let's figure that when I take my car to trips, I'm spending gas and mileage. Well, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the most recent tax mileage, I'll Google it while I do this, but for example, I can write off mileage and gas. Let's say on average on a month, I spend $200 in gas, and I just told you that 20% of my trips is for business purposes. Well, I can take those $200, and if 20% are business purposes expenses, then that tells you that $20 of that $200 goes towards my gas money that I spend for travel. So gas, this goes under travel. We just said it's $20, 20 times 12. That's $240 that I have worth of tax deductions for the year. I mentioned mileage. So right now, looking at it, it looks like beginning January 1st of 2019, the IRS allows you to use 58 cents for mileage for business miles driven. So, you know, if we do the calculations on that, I just told you, and again, I'm just giving you an estimate of mine. I actually track this. That's what you should do, is you should track business versus personal mileage, gas money, all that stuff. That's stuff you should do. And actually, if you join Myecon, you get with your membership included your own personal app where you can track all that stuff yourself. You just have to sit down either in the beginning of the day, in the morning, or at the end of the night and just process all your receipts, process all your trips, put them in there. Then at the end of the year, it's very, very simple for you to file your taxes. But let's look at that. 58 cents per mile you're able to deduct or get as a tax benefit. So that's huge because you're able to make money and save that off of your deductions. So you just have to calculate how many mileage you drove business purposes wise. So for example, let's say I drive 1,000 miles. To keep it simple, I drive 1,000 miles a month. Typically, if I reset my odometer on November 1st and then read it again at the end of November, it's 1,000 miles. And I just said we're going to use 20% as a calculation. And I'm saying that 20% of my trips are business reasons. Well, 200 miles, 20% of 1,000 is 200 miles. That tells me that 200 miles a month are for business purposes. So let's do the math on 200 miles a month. So 200 miles a month times 12 is 2,400 miles that are for business related reasons. So I'm able to now take that 58 cents that the IRS allows me to take. If I do the $2,400, or I'm sorry, the 2,400 miles and multiply that, 2,400 times the 0.58, that's $1,392 of mileage expenses. We're going to put here 2,400 miles. Actually, $1,392, and we're going to put here 2,400 miles for the year. So there is all of our mileage and gas. Now don't forget, as you use your vehicle, you're going to incur maintenance costs, oil changes. You might need tires, you might need a windshield wiper, you might need anything. Again, just calculate and divide how much you use your vehicle in terms of how much of your time is spent on personal and business, and then just calculate. If you spent $100 in maintenance on your vehicle and you use your vehicle 20% of the time, like in my example, for business reasons, we'll take $20 and put that and jot that down as a business expense. Remember, you can't write off everything because whatever is personal, that's not a tax write-off. But I'm not going to add that we're going to go ahead and stop just to not keep this video too long. But here's the reason why I want to show you why Myecon is so important, and why realistically, when you get to understand the way money works and how tax deductions work, and why you need to become a business owner. If you are not, if you just have solely a job, nothing wrong with that. But accompany and supplement that job with your own home-based business where you don't have to spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to become one. You can just spend $420 for the year and become a business owner. Now let's look at the scenario that I just did, and look, I'm not counting my cell phone. Actually, let's count cell phone, because let's count two more. Let's add two more, because everyone has these additional two that you don't write off as an employee only. Your cell phone bill. I spend just my phone alone. I spend, let's say, $80 a month on my phone alone. The most people with a smartphone spend $80 a month realistically for their phone. Well, in my scenario, I likely use my phone way more for business than for personal. I really don't talk to very many friends, family. I do on a weekly and daily basis, but the majority of my conversations, the interactions that happen on my cell phone, is business related reasons. So for me personally, I know that I can easily prove and show that I spend more than half of my time on this device for business reasons. So let's just go with 50%, because that's an easy number to calculate. If I'm going to say that 50% of my activities is business related and I spend $80 a month on my cell phone, well, that's $40, half of that, 50%. So I can take that $40, multiply it by 12, and that's an additional $480 of tax deductions. Now I'm just going to put here cell phone service. Now I'm not going to put it on here, but on top of this, guess what else you can deduct? You see this nice little case I have on my phone? That's a tax write-off because I use this phone for business reasons. So this device protects my phone, which I use for business. If I need a new charger, if I need new accessories, same thing, it's a business expense. If my phone breaks and I have to get it replaced, same thing, that's a business expense. I'm not going to add that anymore. We're just going to add one more, that every single person watching this video, if you're not a home-based business, you have this cost as well, and you can save this as a tax benefit, and that's the internet service in your house. So right now, I pay $60 a month for 500 megabytes of service through my internet provider. So that I can take that $60 and say, well, I got 2 kids, I got my wife, so I've got a lot of people in my house. So the reality of it is, there is a lot of activity that happens with my my cable internet bill that isn't just business related. But when I'm on the internet, the majority of the time that I'm on the internet is for business related reasons. So there's 4 people in my house. I pay $60 a month. Let's say we all use it equally. I'm going to say that 25% of my cable internet bill goes towards business related reasons. So if I take that $60 times 0.20 to find out the percent, that gives me $12. So that's $12 a month that I can save on my internet bill, which is $144 for the year. And let's put home internet. Now, guys, over 450 deductions is what you qualify as a home-based business owner. I've only scratched the surface. There's a lot more. I can go further and further in. But here's the reason why. Remember when we started this video, I talked about the similarities between saving $1 and earning $1. Well, let me show you here how huge it is being a home-based business owner with Myecon, and why realistically the Myecon service that you pay for is free. And here, let me show you. We take the $420 that I spend on Myecon for the year, $420. We add the $600 for, that was my mortgage that I can write off for the year. We have $720. The mortgage seems a little low. Oh no, but that's because it's a small percentage, only 10%. That's $1020, $720, $240 for my gas, $1392 for the mileage that I drove for the year, $480 for my cell phone service, and $144. So I just showed you how you can save yourself $4,000 from your tax bill. So here's what I want you to understand. if you're the type of person that typically either has to pay at the end of the year in taxes or you get a refund, what would an additional $4,000 a year do for you? Divide that by 12, that's $333 in savings a month. $4,000 a year is $333 in savings. As you plug in and get connected with Myecon, you're actually going to learn and understand what to do with that extra cash flow each month or each year, depending on when you get in your pocket, what to do to get out of debt and start to do things like investments. But $333 a month, $4,000 a year. So when people tell me, well, why do I have to pay to join Myecon? Why does it cost money to be in Myecon? Well, the reality of it is, yes, you're paying and spending $420 the year to be a Myecon associate. But I only took 7 business expenses and showed you how you can write it off and give yourself a $4,000 tax credit. Remember what I said earlier and why I did the practice earlier about a dollar saved is the same thing as a dollar earned. There's no difference whether you go get a part-time job and you make an extra $15,000 for the year with that part-time job. Well, guess what? If you plug into Myecon, you follow these strategies, you yourself can give yourself a $10,000, $15,000 raise just working your business part-time by using the tax strategies. And that's not counting the compensation, the amount of money you can make by promoting, sharing the opportunity with your friends and family. Because guess what? If you're able to put on social media, oh my God, I can't believe I just saved $4,000 off my tax bill. I can't wait to have a great vacation with my family, spring break, whatever the reason you want to use that $4,000, that would be huge. So look, I hope this all made sense. I hope this put a lot more, it opened up your mind into the possibilities and why you should become a business owner. Like I said, look, I know I started this video talking about how Myecon is free. The reality of it is you do pay for Myecon. You do spend about $420 to be a Myecon associate per year. But the reality of it is when you put the services, the knowledge, the education, and you actually execute it and you implement it into your livelihood, in your household, you're going to notice how you're actually going to save way more money and make more money than what you actually spend. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video like all the other videos. Very, very important that you give this video a thumbs up. If you learned anything, if you took anything away, this opened up your mind, you appreciate the information I gave you, please give me a thumbs up. I do want to say before I end this is that please speak with your tax professional, your accountant. A lot of this stuff is accurate, but there could be some small little mistakes here and there. So I want to make sure that anybody watching this understands that this is educational and informational, but also please seek professional help from your tax professional. So thanks for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you leave this video. Hit the notification bell. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace. God bless.